you ready to be empowered and inspired in just 30 minutes? Join us now for Outrageous Success Women's TV. Real women, real conversations, real success in life, business, wealth, and so much more. Now, here's your host, Dr. Anita Jackson, only on Global Voice Broadcasting.
Hello and welcome to Outrageous Success Women's TV. I'm your host, Dr. Anita Jackson. Listen, everyone goes through challenging times in their lives, and sometimes it's really difficult to find the right solutions to helping you live outrageously well in your personal life as well as in your business. So today, my amazing co-host and I are going to be talking about seeing solutions in life. Joining me are Ivana, Belle, Janet, and Monica. And so ladies, thank you so much as we talk about this idea of finding solutions in life. And when we brought this forth, we really said there's so many solutions out there, but what are the right ones to help us become outrageously successful? And so Monica, I really appreciate that you brought this forward and that this is a conversation. And since this is something that you're passionate about, talk to us about why finding and seeing the right solutions in life is so crucial to outrageous success.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
So in my book, I talk a lot about a massive distinction. And the distinction is, so often we look at life through the lens of problems, and that there are problems that need to be fixed. And what I found is that when problems are fixed, it often is simply a surface fix. It's a Band-Aid on top of something where they haven't necessarily gotten to the root issue. So in the University of Auckland, in New Zealand, a Dr. Simon Hatcher came up with a problem-solving therapy. And what I love about it is, number one, there's 7 simple steps, which we'll talk about today. But number 2, I love that the idea that life is about the solutions and looking through the bright side of life. We've heard that cliche, but so often, how do we do that? You know, like, it doesn't seem so bright, so how do we actually do that? And in many of our episodes, we've talked a lot about the way to look at things in a new way, or to not ignore the feelings that you have, what comes up. So the first step is really recognizing what the problem is through a solution-oriented mindset. And what that requires is really looking at what is the attitude towards the problem. Attitude has a lot of impact on whether or not you look at it with a positive lens or with a negative lens. So I wanted to just invite some of you to share what are some of the things in life where you've had experiences with people who have looked through the negative lens and what happens to them versus the positive lens.
I don't even know if we have to look at someone else on the outside or try to look at our own life and talk about it from there. And so since I'm talking, I'll start from there. It's really interesting because just in thinking about the experiences that I've gone through a lot of losses in my life, a lot of death, really. So, and then the loss of recently in 2011 when I was laid off from my job, and having to really redefine who I was, because I didn't realize how much of my sense of worth and my identity was connected to and based on what I did. You know, that's 25 or 7 years of my life that was connected to going to school, going to work, doing what was expected of me over and over again, and then it got completely turned upside down by me being laid off. And then my first response was to try to get back into that because that's what seemed familiar and that's what was expected of me. And I just bought a house and I just bought a brand new car. I just graduated, so I had a student loan coming. So all these things were happening. And then in all honesty, I struggled because I wasn't going back into the old MO. I wasn't going back to teaching in my private practice. And so I started to get, anxious and fearful. I'm watching my finances dwindle. I'm watching everything in my life completely change. I'm having to take on roommates. Just so many things happened. And it took a while for me to begin to shift my mindset towards, there is a solution here. There's a reason why this is happening. And moving forward. So I don't want to keep, monopolizing the conversation, but it really is important. So let's use that example of someone, because of what's happened in 2011, I think there are quite a few people who've gone through this particular example of going, now what? Now what do I do?